Hello and welcome. Today we are going to have an episode about our beekeeping again. If you haven't seen our last episode, I will put a link below for that. This time it will be about our beekeeping in the summertime, in this very special year with the drought in May and the whole of June, and then a very wet and cold July. At least the second half of it, that is. So we ended up having 3 offshoots from only 1 cube early in the season. That surprised us big time, and then with the drought it wasn't very easy for the small hives to manage. So we didn't expect much honey at all. So when we had 1 full cube of honey in the end of June, we were totally happy. So in the background is just me having fun filming insects. Here is the biggest fly I have ever seen that was stuck on the back, so I had to help it. I think it eats flowers. It kind of reminds of the bees, so it was cool. And it was amazingly many butterflies this year, even though it was so dry and hot and not many flowers at all. So 3 days before we were going to collect the honey, we put on a bee emptying board that is like a one-way door. They can get out of the cube but not in again. To get the honey out of the honeycombs, we used a peeling fork. And then we have this hand-driven honey extractor that is just genius. It uses centrifugal force to sling the honey out of the chambers. And then we strain the honey. We are actually doing all this in our living room because the best temperature to get the honey, the most of the honey out, is 28 degrees, after our experience that is. So we have to get it good and hot and fire up the wood stove for this occasion. It smells amazing. When we are finished, it is a little bit of honey like everywhere and a lot of cleaning up to do. And we usually put the empty cube back where we took it, and like you can see here, the bees are more anxious to get in than out today. Right after we collected the honey, the weather turned and it was more windy and the rain started to come, at least some of it, and thunder, rainbows, everything in one day, day after day. So it was great. We were happy. But on the other hand, it was a little bit too cold for the small cubes. So there wasn't many bees out, even though the sun shined. In between, it was kind of quiet, so we was a bit worried. And it did feel a bit bad that we took the honey right before this weather shift. But like all the other insects were so totally there. I think the bees need a little bit higher temperature to thrive. And like the bumblebees and butterflies can fly even though it's colder, the bees have to have at least 9 degrees. The honey is not finished yet. We have to stir it every day, and we used an electrical screwdriver for it. If we don't stir it, it will be really hard and with big crystals. For how long we have to stir it every day, it depends on what kind of sugars it's most of in the honey, and that again depends on which flowers the honey are from. Like with flowers, it's a lot of sucroses, and it will therefore get ready quite soon. And with a lot of other flowers, it will take up till 3 weeks of stirring every day. I'm checking the beehives often because it's still so little life outside of them. But a lot is happening inside. They are getting more and more babies and getting stronger that way. But they do not collect honey almost at all, so that's a bit boring. It is wet and cold, but lots of life here in the morning. I wish it was even more, but we actually have managed to get 4 quite active hives from 1 in a really bad year for the bees. So it's so good. Are you okay, Akita? Hi. So a little hive check again, and now they are starting to be so many that they are more outside than inside. But still, it is quite full, even though it's the middle of the day. So now we are just hoping for a warm and flowery autumn for the bees, so they can get strong before the long Norwegian winter. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe out there in YouTube land. Bye.